Hey guys, so we're going to be working on some word problems dealing with cylinders, spheres, and cones. So this is just a matter of taking the shape and applying it to a real world situation, and we just have to use our formulas in order to solve. So let's figure out this first one on Khan Academy. So saying that Thomas loves tomatoes, he fills the container shown, which is this one right here, with soil to grow his tomato plants. The dimensions of the container are shown below. So they want to know how much soil this container will hold. So overall, this question is just asking for the volume of the cylinder. So if you can see this shape here, you have to kind of identify what 3D object it is so we can tell it's a cylinder. And they want to know what it would take to fill this whole thing with soil. So they're really looking for the volume. Remember, the volume is filling up the whole container. Just like if they were saying they were filling this up with water, they're still looking for the volume. So we're going to set up the equations. Let's see what we got here. So I'm going to do this problem in terms of pi because I feel like it's a little bit easier. So I'm only going to multiply the radius squared and the height, and then I'm going to add pi at the end. So I'm going to leave pi for now, and I'm going to multiply 10 squared, which I know to be 100, and the height here is 20. So this is just an easier way to solve. You're going to get 2,000, and you just have to add pi. And then you are done for this problem. This is it. This is your final answer. That's all you had to do. Right? So just to review, I went to the formula and I wanted to do this in terms of pi. So that means I'm going to leave pi at the end. So I took my radius and I squared it and I got 100. I took my 20, which is my height, and I put that in. And I did 100 times 20, which gives me 2,000, and I added pi at the end. That's all you have to do for this first one. All right, so I'm going to show you one more. This one's a little bit more tricky because we have an extra step at the end. So they have a fruit bowl. It's shaped like a half sphere. So they actually already tell you we're dealing with spheres, so I pulled out the volume of the sphere. So the radius of the bowl is 15 centimeters. Okay, so they give that to us. They want to know what the volume of the bowl is. So this one's very straightforward. So we're going to set up the equation, and this one I'm not going to do in terms of pi. I want to show you the other way. All right, so we have to start setting up the equation. I'm going to put 4 divided by 3, and that's right from the formula. They said for pi to use 3.14, so I'm going to do that. And then they have r cubed. So r is again our radius. So I'm going to put in 15, and I'm going to raise it to the third power. Right, so I'm going to go to my calculator, do all that, and I'm going to input this. I'm going to do, well, the first thing I want to do, because I don't have the cube button, I'm just going to do 15 times 15 times 15. This is only because I don't have the cube button on this function. It is on your calculator. You're more than welcome to use it. I just don't see it here. And we know 15 cubed should just be 15 times 15 times 15. So I just made this equation a little bit simpler. 4 divided by 3, and I'm going to multiply that by 3.14. And then I'm going to intuit my 15 cubed, but we found that to be 33.75. I just like to get rid of all the exponents, just find it easier to solve just like this. So we end up getting 14,103. Now let's go back to the equation. So now we have to be mindful that the fruit bowl is shaped like a half of sphere. So this volume formula gives you the whole sphere. So in order just to get half of it, you would have to take the answer and divide it by 2. So just be careful with that. Divide it by 2, and your final answer is going to be 7,065. Right? So let's write that in. We had gotten 14.30, and then we had to divide because we need half the shape. Our final answer was 70.65. Here is your final answer. So for these word problems, just identify first what shape they're asking for. So either volume of a sphere, cone, or cylinder. Pull out that formula and then read through the question to make sure you have all the information needed. Okay, any questions, you can message us.